Gentlemen.
Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, everybody!
Are we
Hey, dude.
live?
Yes, we're live. Hi, welcome to the movie chats. Thank you for coming along. We really appreciate it. How is everyone today? Okay. Oh, hey, Richard. Hey, Ali. Oh,
So we've got Tori, Ali, someone called Chris.
right. The Oracle.
The
Of YouTube.
Yeah. Right.
I'm yet to watch his latest video. He put a video out, didn't he, this afternoon? His 10 sales in 10 minutes. I'm going to watch that a bit later on.
How was your week been?
Yeah, it's not been too bad, mate. It's as regards to collecting, it's been productive. But I'm back in work today, so that's why we're on a 7:15 start. But hopefully we're back to 7 o'clock next week, because I've heard some complaints in the chat already. It's my fault, I'm afraid. Sorry, guys. I have upgraded my mic, and I've got a little filter for it, so hopefully it's all right.
Well, as you can see, I'm in my room. I was actually meant to be under the tattoo needle this afternoon, wasn't I? So I was going to dial in from the studio when I've show you all my live tattoos getting done, but unfortunately,
I'm not even sure how that would have gone, to be quite honest with you. Like, do me a favour, tell it to shut up a minute. I can't hear it.
Yeah, it got cancelled late last night. Unfortunately, the bloke's not well, so yeah. So you're stuck with me now in the room.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you could join us, so thank you very much for that, Steve.
How did you find being in the hot seat last week?
I enjoyed it. I mean, it was nerve-wracking, and obviously had a little issue with the intro and not being live when it said I was live. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Everyone was kind, so it was nice to sort of get chatting to people. And thanks so much to the guys that came on. It sort of helped me out a bit. I really appreciate it. Hey, David. Hope everyone's well. Hey, Joanne. Everyone's having a good day?
Mm.
Yes, it is, Chris. Hey, Tori.
So says
Thanks,
you did a great job.
Tori. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the message as well I got afterwards. It was really nice. I was drained though afterwards, just sort of because I've been worrying about it. I was a bit drained afterwards, but yeah, hopefully onwards and upwards. Now I've got me a little bit of a setup going on as well. I'm hoping to sort of get some video done as well.
Glad to have
Good
you
evening.
back. You're right,
Hey, Monkey Drifter, how you doing, mate?
Now, I don't know if it's me, but you froze there for a second, Steve.
No, I'm okay, am I?
Just let me turn everything off, just make sure it's not me. There we go. Right, okay, so normal service has been resumed. There is the two of us back on. So, yeah, I'd like to thank Steve for setting in for me last week while I was off and enjoying myself. But, yeah, should we get on?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this week's homework or previous homework, we'll go and do the review off now. So if you just bear me 2 seconds, Steve. Okay, so the homework up for review was Sliding Doors. It was Gwyneth Paltrow and is James Hanna. Was it James Hanna?
Was that
John Hanna, sorry.
Do you know what? She's the only one on the front cover of actually says her name. Yeah, probably was, yeah.
Hanna, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think
well, it's a bit divisive. One thing, hey Kitan, I don't know. I mean, it is actually the first time I watched it. So I treated myself to the Blu-ray. Luckily, it came in time. The 21st anniversary edition. But I don't know. Yeah, I know you had a slightly different opinion of it. Well, thanks, Kitan. I think for me, see, to sort of delve into this a little bit, I watched a film a few days ago called Adrift, which is about, it's a true story. It's based on a true story about a woman and a guy that get capsized in a boat, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that it's one of those films where it starts at the end and sort of towards the end and then works sort of backwards. So you're constantly sort of flitting between it. And it's so unstable as a film for me, although it's a nice film and it's based on a true story. With this thing, they ran parallel together. So these two circumstances where she either gets on the train or she doesn't, it runs sort of parallel with each other and it runs a lot smoother, if that makes any sense. So for me, watching that, especially watching it after I'd watched that Adrift, that part I did enjoy about it. I thought it ran sort of smoothly. Now, for me, I think the acting was a bit wooden. I think it was a bit typical sort of 90s Hugh Grant-esque sort of movie. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I said that to Lana because when we were watching it, Lana really enjoyed it and she's opted to keep it. Oh, thanks to Chris and Bell for our copy, by the way. We said we were struggling and I don't think Bell could give us it quick enough.
2 weeks I went looking for it. I got bored in there and ordered it off CEX.
Yeah, so we watched it. I haven't seen it for years. I sort of forgot what it was about. Lana really enjoyed it, and she did say it had that 90s sort of feel to it.
Everything was over English. Everything, all the accents were really English. You know, like like the thing is, it's like the I want to say it's not the husband, is it? Like the original boyfriend. He's a wet sap. Him, I don't understand what any attraction to him he was. He was just miserable the whole film. Whereas the guy who plays James, the sort of new boyfriend, I think he carried the movie. To be fair for me, I think he was It's not really a rom-com because I didn't really find it that funny. To be fair,
well, I don't know if John Hannah was the bigger actor at the time. Obviously, because it's a young Gwyneth Paltrow, isn't it? And there isn't anyone else really in the film that sort of you could put as the leading actor or leading actress. But yeah, we really enjoyed it, and like you say, we sort of differed when we spoke early on in the week about it. But I think the principle and the idea behind it was okay. I'd like to see them try and not necessarily remake it, but use the same principle in nowadays, obviously, because we've got so much more that they could do with that and the way that they film it.
I think. Sorry, go on, mate.
I thought it was a bit cheesy where she had to run around the girl and you just see it all reverse and all that like Tinkerbell music as it was happening type of thing. I thought that was a bit cheesy, but other than that, I really enjoyed the film.
I think the fact that it was of its time, definitely. It's that sort of typical English for me was just a bit too much. But what I would say is the way that it sort of ran parallel with each other, I really enjoyed the fact that it was quite easy to follow. That James guy, he really did carry the movie for me. But it's when I was looking it up, he was saying about back in the day, that was sort of what I say back in the day, back in the sort of 90s, it was one of those films where they started introducing multiple layers to a movie rather than it just being sort of a straightforward sort of storyline, you know. So they started. There was a couple of twists and stuff like that in it, and I think the fact that it was one of the films that introduced that in the 90s. It does make it different because it's not your typical sort of last third of a movie. You know, it does sort of tell you about it.
I did quite like the way that the paths kept crossing in both sides. If she got on the train or not, they were in the same restaurants or the same bars, and then I said to Lance when they were both ended up in hospital and stuff, I said that I hope they do bump into each other and sort of bring it into one storyline again. And
Yeah.
that's how it-
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they tied it off nicely. So it's a film to add to my collection. I might have a look at a couple of the extras on it, but yeah, I'd never seen it, so it was worth a watch.
Yeah,
for that reason.
The chat seems awfully quiet about Sliding Doors. Did you all watch it? You've had
Have
two.
you seen it?
Is there any views on it at all? Or
I think Monkey Thrift has seen it.
yeah. I totally agree with you, Peter. It'll be good to see that concept in a new film now, because it's probably one of the only '90s films they haven't remade.
It's just that there's, like I was saying about that Adrift, though, there's a few movies that have been out recently where they sort of start with the ending, or at least near the ending, and then that Adrift was terrible because it was literally giving you about 3 different scenarios at the same time, going back from sort of when this couple met to how they ended up on the boat, and you're just trying to figure out where you're at. It was such a mess. Fate and Moments. Different directions, but maybe we are destined to. Yeah, that's the thing, innit? That's where it was going with it. It was like no matter what she did, she still ended up pretty much in the same place, or with the same person.
It looks like Tori's bought a new car. What car have you got, Tori?
Hey, she said further up, actually.
Did she?
Yeah, she got a new car today. Whoop whoop. So I bet she's all excited. Mitsubishi ASX, top of the range. Yay!
Is that one of the smaller ones?
It's top of the range, mate.
Yeah, but you can still get a box car to be top of the range. All that means it comes with 4 wheels. Right.
Aircon is an added extra.
Yeah. Okay. Should we jump on to the next segment?
Yeah, can do it.
Yeah. Okay, so our year for review was 2009. We deliberately held back on this last week, because of one of the films that happens to be in the highest grossing list, and I just want to see what Steve's view of it is, because they do take the piss out of me for me Transformers. So,
well, the thing is, mate, I'm not being funny, but you left me to it last week. You're like, don't review the year, don't review the whole work, have a good time.
Yeah,
well,
you
thanks,
might.
mate. Thanks, appreciate that.
Yeah, just to prove, look, I have got my notes. There they are. Yeah, I've got a whole page of A4 notes here. Okay. So, domestic highest grossing film of 2009. Top 4. What do you reckon number 4 was?
Oh, number 4. Inglourious Bastards.
No.
Fast and Furious.
No.
Transformers.
No.
Revenge of the Fallen.
No. Twilight, New Moon.
Ah, yeah, that would have been, wouldn't it?
Number 3 was
Up.
Yeah.
I'm surprised actually beat that.
Number 2, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah. And number 1 was Avatar.
Transformers, Return of the Fallen.
No.
That was the highest grossing film, domestic highest grossing film of 2009. Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen.
Never.
Yeah.
It beat Avatar, are you sure? Are you not just saying that?
According to the list, Avatar was like 7th behind Star Trek.
It was number 1 movie for ages.
Mm-hmm. Highest paid actor for the year?
Oh, Vin Diesel.
No. He was in a film that you've mentioned that never made the list.
Oh, okay. Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 3, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. Now, this actually surprised me because he came up in a lot of the films that I was looking at. Number 2 was Gerard Butler.
That would have been the one with Jamie Foxx in, wasn't it?
Laura Byron Citizen, yeah.
Laura Byron Citizen, that's the one.
Yeah, he was also in Gamer.
Yes, he was.
Which is what this Free Guy's supposed to be like, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Ugly Truth.
Yes.
Yeah, and he was in a animated story from Watchmen, which was also a film from that year called the Tales of the Black Freighter.
Okay.
So he was number 2. Now, this really did surprise me because it was his only film of 2009 with Shia LaBeouf. He was number 1 as the
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf.
He was the highest paid actor for that year, and he was only in 1 film. So there you go.
Which would have been
Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
It was, yeah.
That's Sam Witwicky.
Yeah.
Any guess on director? Best director and what film?
James Cameron. Right, I'm gone then. I'm not sure.
Danny Boyle, Slumdog Millionaire.
No way. How did I miss that on the list?
I think it was 2008, to be honest, mate, but he won Oscar's Best Director.
Ah, of course, yeah. I was going to say, he was not... I went through about bloody 700 movies. It definitely wasn't on there.
It wasn't on the list, mate. So it must have been towards the end of 2008 for it to be classed in the 2009.
Yeah, for the awards season.
Yeah.
It won loads, though, that, didn't it? Absolutely loads, Slumdog.
Like I say, though, the highest paid actors sort of surprised me, and especially the amount of movies that Gerard Butler was in, because he must have went through a stint of like 2006 through to like 2009 where he was practically in everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah. Do you want to go for your top 5, mate? Top 5 movies from that year?
Did you say top 10? Because I'm sure you did say top 10.
No, I said top 5.
Well, I've got 5 plus 5.
Well, you can do your top 10 if you want to do top 10, mate. But you know my videos, I only work in 5. 10's too high a number for me to count.
Well, we'll go for top 5 then. I'll do a few honourable mentions. So, top 5, I've got number 5. I've got The Firm.
Yeah.
Amazing soundtrack, and I do love it. I think that the story's great on that. Number 4, I've got Avatar. I didn't want to put that at the top, really. I mean, I did enjoy it, but it wasn't. It was good for the time. I've got number 3. I've got The Damned United. I thought that was a really good film. Really well acted as well. Number 2, Inglourious Bastards. And number 1, Watchmen. Love The Watchmen. I've got a couple of honourable mentions, I will say. Ironically, 5 of them. The Hangover.
Yeah.
Up. District 9. Harry Brown. And Moon. Which was one I didn't see till late on a few years back, and really enjoyed that. I think it's Sam Rockwell in it.
Mm-hmm.
Really surprised me, that movie.
Now, I picked up Harry Brown the other week, last week when I was away. I haven't got around to watching it yet.
Oh, it's a great movie. It really is. He's really well acted as well.
Well, I picked it up, and because, like I say, a few people on the chats have recommended it over previous shows and stuff when we were with Chris. And I was surprised Lana picked up and read the back of it, and she went, "I like the sound of that one," and put it down there, the DVD player. So it's on our pile to go through.
You see United?
The Damned United? No, I haven't seen that.
That's really good. Ali's put on there is fab. It's what's he called? What's the guy called in it? It's he plays the Derby manager, but I think if I remember rightly, he walks into him and he's like, "Look, all your medals that you've won, I want you to throw them all in the bin because you've never won them fairly." He praised Brian Clough.
It's the fella from Passengers, isn't it?
Yeah, it's him. Yeah,
he plays
Michael. Is it Michael something? I think I will get to know these. Damn United. He's got
Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen, yes. Again, he's another actor that whatever he touches, I don't think he's done a bad movie. To be fair, he's a really good actor. A Dog's Tale. Okay. Don't think I've seen that one.
Is that one of these ones about like a military dog or something?
There is a military dog movie out there. It's nowhere near 2009. It was after that, but it's called Rex. That was a really good movie.
Well, I've saw Max, which is the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
One might be the expensive copy, and one might be the bootlegs. They seem to do that on a regular basis.
No, Rex has a different name. I want to say Megan Levy or something like that. It's called, but it's actually called. They call it Rex over here. But that's a true story of a bomb
disposal.
Yeah.
So my top 5. Like I say, I went through 2009 and there's loads. Okay.
Yeah, go on, mate.
And there's loads of films, like I say, there's Avatar and stuff like that. And then I thought, I like Avatar, but it's not my go-to.
No.
If I was to watch it, I wouldn't jump on. So I've gone with a film that I was actually quite surprised of the second time around giving it a chance was The Invention of Lying.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good one.
Watchmen.
Do you know what I like about The Watchmen, right? Apart from, I do enjoy the story on it, but I remember quite vividly, I think it was like the PlayStation Network or something. There was like a virtual, I want to say not virtual reality, but there was a thing that they did. I forget what it was called now, but it was like a Sims situation where you could chat to people, and they were running adverts of the Watchmen, and you could go into these virtual areas and you'd see like a trailer for the Watchmen and stuff. It's always stuck with me, that, but the movie itself, I just love it. I think the music's great, and the start, that sort of montage at the start. What a song! It's just brilliant.
It's just got an absolute superb soundtrack all the way through.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Lana.
She said I complained about The Invention of Lying the whole way through. I didn't the second time when I gave it a chance. The first time I watched it, I thought it was crap, but second time around.
PlayStation Home, thank you, Kitan. Yes, it didn't fare very well. I remember after that, but yeah, it's just you could go on there and watch trailers and clips, and there was like interviews with the director and stuff. It was really good, really good.
Law-abiding citizen.
Yeah, action movie, solid action movie. That
I only came to see that last year or the year before when we were in lockdown, and I was going through Netflix back catalogue.
Had you never seen it?
No, I've never seen it before, and I'm amazed it sort of passed me by, to be honest.
Jamie Foxx is quite good in it.
But so was Gerard Butler as well, though. Inglourious Bastards. That's made my list. And this one might surprise you, was The Blind Side.
It does and it doesn't. I mean, it's a good movie. I like it. I enjoy it. But it's an awards movie. It's one of those movies where you get it every year. There's a few of them that are literally seem to be made just purely to win awards, not to sort of tell the story. If that makes much sense, really. But yeah, for me, I did enjoy it, and it's on Netflix as well at the minute.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the documentary on that done by Michael Orr?
No, I haven't. No.
Michael Orr's the American footballer that it's about. Yeah, and he was like, "You've not spoke to me about making this film, and it's all one-sided, and it wasn't actually like that. She wasn't as supportive as she was in the film. The family wasn't as nice to me as was in the film, and it was like, oh fuck's sake, you've just pretty much bombed that movie."
Yeah. Well, you see, the thing is that there's a few of them. I mean, you get that. I was looking at. Obviously, I want to do the Robin Williams video, and I was obviously Patch Adams is one of my favourites. Slight spoiler there, but the guy who he's portraying absolutely slated the movie. I mean, really slated the movie. Like, disowned sort of thing. And you know, I mean, I enjoy the movie for what it is, but there's an element of it that is for the cinema. Do you know what I mean? It's for to make a movie. And I think that's probably where that sort of thing happens as well. I mean, Sandra Bullock is great in that movie, you know, and but it's factually, whether it's factually true or not, I end up doing a lot of research to try and figure out what is and isn't on some of these.
Hey, Lainey.
Ali's I've watched Red and Red 2 for the first time this week and loved them. They are good movies. I mean, they are the old school action movies without it being the Expendables, isn't it? Without all of that glamour and glitz.
I was going to say, is that the old age pensioners version
of
assassins and stuff?
Yeah. Old age pensioners, yeah. It's there's a massive
Helen Mirren and Morgan Freeman and all that.
No, I don't know about Morgan Freeman. It's John Malkovich, and there's quite a few names in it. Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one, Richard. Absolutely, one of my favourites by far.
We spent weeks trying to find What Dreams May Come, and then we ended up getting it on Sky Movies. We had £5 credit, and it was on there, and it was like, you know what, we're getting it. And I haven't seen it for ages. I just remembered how good it was, and then when we watched it, it was like, gotta find that one on DVD.
Can't go into that now though, because obviously I'll have nothing to talk about when it comes to video. But hopefully, we've covered it all.
It's all right, Steve. By the time you release your pre-record, it'll be 12 months, and we forget what you've said today. Mr.
Fucking Robotic.
Fuck off, dickhead. At least I've
got it. We did.
All right, let's move on before you see us break up live on
live.
It'll be the end of the Rockers.
Yeah.
Right, pick up of the weeks. What have we got? Has anyone got any good pickups? It doesn't have to be DVDs or Blu-ray.
Yeah, we'll ask the chat first because you could be here a while with mine. But we'll have to chat.
It doesn't have to be Blu-rays or DVDs. It could be anything movie themed. It could be any figures or collectibles you've picked up, or any movie posters that you've seen. No, they've all gone quiet again. Do you want us to start us off then, Steve?
Oh, I'll let you start off if you want, mate. You've got anything to add to the collection?
No, well, like I said, I picked up Harry Brown last week. I haven't picked anything up this week. I know Damien sent me a Transformer. He sent me Starscream through, and that arrived last week. But other than that, I haven't picked up anything new from a movie point of view this week.
Dave resells bought the Thing Steelbook. Did you put that on the movie chats? I think I saw one. I might be wrong. No, I haven't, Katana. I haven't watched the new trailer yet. I'm trying to catch up on a few bits. But yeah, so I had a bit of CEX credit this week, which I wanted to spend.
Just a bit.
But in the same time, I did buy other stuff as well, and I did get them from elsewhere. But we'll start off with obviously the sliding doors. So I got the 21st anniversary of a movie that I might have to delve into again at some point. For the collection of the series, I got Series 6 and Series 5 of The Flash. So I think they're ones. I think they're the only ones I'm missing on them at the minute. I had to get this. I had to because I love the first couple of seasons of it, and I'm hoping to watch the rest, which is Banshee. I will get that right.
No, I haven't seen that.
The guy out of superhero one.
A guy out of a superhero.
No, it narrows it down. I know, and it's like The Boys.
Oh, the Boys. Carl Urban.
You know what? If I'd have read the back, it probably would have told you, wouldn't it? Anthony Starr.
Let's have a look
Imagine him with blonde hair.
Oh, right. Yeah, he plays Homelander.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Homelander. That's the one. But yeah, I was umming and ahhing online whether to pick it up, and to be fair, it's coming. It's not in bad condition actually. I'm really chuffed with that. But that actually came today, so I was chuffed that turned up. Now I've got one here called Home Again, which is Reese Witherspoon, and funnily enough, the man of the hour that I was talking about, the Michael Sheen.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is off the back of watching Adrift, because you know the trailers at the start.
Yes.
I saw the trailer for this, and I was like, doesn't sound too bad, that. I mean, by the looks of it, she split up with her husband a while back, gets a bit of a toy boy, and then the husband wants her back because they've got kids. So I'm not a massive fan of Reese Witherspoon, but I do like Michael Sheen. So I was like, I'll pick that up for a couple of quid. So that came off eBay. I got your favourite movie, Black Widow, for the collection.
How much
So,
did you pay for that?
well, with the credit, nothing really. So I'd gone and got a couple of Wii games out of one of the charity shops for like £1.50 each. And then I traded them in and I got about 20 odd quid. So at the time I got that one and I got them two, Hard Target and Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
That took me up to about 20. So I pretty much paid about 4 quid for them. So it's not too bad. These, I did think of you when I picked them up. Again, another little charity shop pickup, but I think they're in Asda at the minute. I remember seeing them in Asda, and I thought, I'm going to have to pick them up because I like the covers on them.
Oh, yes, the re-release of the original artwork.
Yeah, but the thing is that CEX have got them in for about 3 or 4 quid each. And I think the 12 in Asda.
So I bought in Asda the full set, all of them in one big box set. So I haven't got them all separate.
The thing is that I've got all the movies and I've got all the Next Generation on DVD box set. But for like 3 or 4 quid each, I won't leave in them. I think them artwork are really, really good, especially the director's cut of the Wrath of Khan. Really nice pieces, but they're all slip covers as well. So
yeah, the director's cut of Wrath of Khan that adds about 4 minutes to the film.
Shh! Don't ruin it.
Yes, Ali, you're right. Michael Sheen and David Tennant, if I remember correctly, was the season called Bad Omens.
Good Omens. Yeah, that was a good series. That I think it was on Amazon. If I remember rightly, I think it was on Amazon Prime. I've got this is another pickup for me as well that I haven't seen. Amistad.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, Morgan Freeman, Anthony Hopkinson, and all right, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, the earwig thing. At the beginning.
I think I've already got this, but I wasn't sure, and I weren't checking all the way over there, so I picked it up.
Blackjack, yeah. We
were talking about this
week, weren't we?
Yeah, I think was it 1999, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that just sort of rang a bell, but for a couple of quid I picked that up. This one I'm looking forward to, which is the series 1 to 4 of the Adventures of Superman, the original Superman. I think there was 6 series, so I'm a bit miffed why this has ever been released with just the first 4 on it. But yeah, I'll pick that one up.
What did you reckon to Conan, Rich?
Okay, Jason Momoa.
Because I've watched that recently, and it wasn't as good as I remembered.
So last couple ones I got series 2 and series 3 of Gotham. I didn't really get into this, so I've got series 1. So I thought, well, I'll give them a go because I think it goes to series 5. I think it finished on.
Yeah, Gotham's really good. It starts off quite strong, and then it goes quite poor in the middle season, and then they must have thought, you know what, we can't end it there, and then did like another 2 seasons after that. Season 2 of Good Omens coming. I haven't seen that advertised, Ali. I was hoping they were going to do a second season because it finished on a quite a high note, to be fair.
So
10p DVDs. Pete was saying there. Yeah, I was in a when we were down in Devon and he wanted £4 a DVD in a charity shop, and I was like, not a chance. And then we went up to Hereford, and there were 10p in the charity shops, and I just picked up a load.
yeah, Shabbatron, I think he did. There is definitely a history with the Superman franchise, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Especially sort of bad luck, but yeah, I'm sure he did. And the last one I got, which was just because it was a boxer, really, was Kong Skull Island, right? But it's got Kong Skull Island and Godzilla in. So it's the newer Godzilla. It's not the old one. I've got the old
I was going
one.
to say, did you not just pick up the MonsterVerse pack? Because they've got Godzilla, they've got Skull Island, they've got King of the Monsters, all in a 3-pack now, and Asda for I think it's about £12.
To be fair, that was only a couple. I mean, I think I don't think I know I've already got them, but it was a couple of quid in a charity shop. So I was like, well, I'll pick it up. It's a double box set.
Yeah,
and I think one of them's got one more disc than usual. So, but yeah, it's been a bit of a busy week this week with pickups. But there's a couple of them like that Banshee. I knew. I mean, I think that was about 40 quid at CEX.
mm-hmm.
But it was definitely one that I've enjoyed as a series. So I was like, right, well, I'm gonna get it, and then that way I can watch the last couple of series of it as well.
Yeah.
Also did Sid and Nancy and Another Soul DVD, 10p each. Wow. I went into one of the charity shops the other day actually, and they were selling theirs off 10 for £1. But I'd been in a few weeks back, and they had absolutely hundreds of them, and there was literally a couple of boxes left.
The only problem for me is that when they've got these offers on like 6 for £1 and 10 for £1, I seem to struggle to find 6 that I actually want, and not just picking 6 up for the sake of picking 6.
Well, you see, the problem is that the catches. Well, it's £1 for one, or it's 10 for £1, and you're like, well, I might as well buy these off you and then just redonate them to you. Yeah. I think that's where I've gone wrong with a lot of the DVDs over the time, though, because it's been those sort of offers where you're like, oh, go on, then I'll find something else, and I read it and I think, well, that's not too bad to watch, but I have never got round to actually watching half of them.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Look at the crap you've got behind you.
You and your toys on your shelf, you mean?
Collectibles, mate. They're not toys.
Sorry, yeah,
collectibles. Or
when you get to a certain age, it's collectibles.
Or dust gatherers, as Lana calls them.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That doesn't look like the chat's picked up much either going through that, apart from what we've already discussed. Okay. So let's jump on. Have you got your questions this week?
No, I haven't. No, they're downstairs. To be honest, I completely forgot about them. End up with the Ashes on DVD. Yes, that's quite a good one to have in it. The Ashes.
Right. Let's move on because Catan's asked me for 2 weeks now. Have I watched something? So.
Right. Has he really?
So in this segment, what we'll do is that we'll put the link into the chat. People can come on. They can come and have a chinwag with us, or
I remember what it is now.
Change like the tone of the show completely, as most people seem to do. But feel free. I'll put the link in a minute. However, Catan has asked me the last couple of weeks, have I watched the Matrix trailer? And the answer to that is yes, I have.
Hey!
I don't think I was far wrong with what I was thinking before I'd seen the trailer. You know, obviously him and Trinity have been plugged back in. They've been separated. The minds have been wiped and stuff like that. However, there was a couple of things I did notice within the trailer. And I'm hoping if Catan's in and Catan's free, if he pops on and we can discuss it. Let me just put the link in the chat now.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him if you can pop up.
Yeah, or feel free, anyone else, if you want to come and discuss it. So, one of the things I did notice was you see Neo fighting with one of the agents again in a subway, which is obviously a throwback to the first film.
Yeah.
You know, so he looks like he's retracing his steps there. The Alice in Wonderland links are back again, aren't they? The new Oracle, we don't know she's the Oracle, but she's going to be the Oracle, isn't she? Is reading Alice in Wonderland, and then obviously the White Rabbit tattoos are back. So he's seeing the rabbit tattoos again. Deus Ex Machina. Did you see that as he's walking through one of the buildings?
No.
On the back of the wall, it says Deus Ex Machina. Now, I had to go back to the end of the third film because I remembered something when I saw the trailer. That was the name of the control program in the third film.
Did you watch the third film again?
No, I just went back to the end because it was like, I know I've seen that somewhere. And I went back to the end of the film, and that's the name of the control program he's doing the deal with before he goes back and fights Smith. So he's in the building where the architect is and everything. That he's already in that in the first film. Right. Then you've got the Black Cat when he's talking to the.
Oh, of course you can, yeah.
When he's talking to the psychiatrist, you see the Black Cat, and obviously that's referring back to the deja vu again, isn't it? He's remembering being back into places. And the last one I noticed is where he's lying in the bath and he's got the rubber duck on his head. Now,
did you do this frame for frame?
No, I just went back and watched it a couple of times. Now, I used to be a computer technician, so rubber ducking's like an idea where you throw a problem at somebody that doesn't understand it, and then you work through it from a layman's point of view, and obviously you've got to think about it that way. So it's funny how the trailer shows him taking these blue pills, then he's throwing it away, then he's contemplating what's going on, and he's got this rubber duck on his head. It's like he's trying to work out exactly what's going on. That might just be me overthinking it, but you know what the Matrix films are like. They've used
well. And see, the thing is, for me, is that there's a couple of things I'm worried about, right? With the Matrix and Spider and Venom Carnage, Let There Be Carnage, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much content out on the web, sort of, especially like the trailer's quite a long one, and then there's a mixture of different trailers.
Well, I'm avoiding picking Venom up on the web because they've leaked the end scene.
Well, this is the thing, right? Is that it's one of those situations where you're thinking, I just don't want it to all be already out there. You know what I mean? And it's like the best bits of the movie have been absolutely sort of exposed all over the internet. I think the less you know about, like, especially like the Matrix, they're gonna release more trailers, the final trailer and all that sort of stuff. I think from now on, what I'm probably going to do is try and avoid it, because the less I've seen online, the more of a surprise I've got, I think.
Yeah, because they had the previewing of Let There Be Carnage, and someone's recorded the end scene, the end credit scene, and leaked it already. And you're like, well, once you've seen the end credit scene, 90% of the time, you don't need to see the movie.
No, and that's the thing, is that it's very much one of those movies that I want to actually watch and enjoy it, and not have seen this clip and this clip and this clip. I mean, some of those things you'll find that they may not like not bring it out on the main movie, and it may just be it's the cutting floor, it left on the cutting floor sort of thing, and then out on an extended edition. I've seen that before with a few of these movies where you just don't see that bit in the movie. But it is interesting that I think it's going to be a good Matrix. I do think they I don't think they would have done it if it was going to end, if it was going to be sort of a bad sequel, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's interesting that there's only 2 of the original cast back, but obviously I don't know what the circumstance of Lawrence Fishburne is that if he wanted to do it, or they've gone with a younger actor or whatever. However, in the Matrix games,
It's the Matrix.
Yeah, Morpheus dies, doesn't he?
Mm.
So I don't know if that's why they've brought a younger Morpheus back or not. But I don't know. But like I say, probably not. I'm looking into it probably too much.
See, just
Um,
on Richard's comment there, I have a few original photos, original Superman on set photos. One of my favorite things. Yes, I have seen these things because he's shown them me, and they are awesome. He's got a collection of sort of behind the scenes of a couple of movies, and Superman's one of them, and they look awesome because you won't see them anywhere. But they are really good. They're well worth keeping.
yeah.
Path of Neo, yeah. What was that on now? Was that PC? The Path of Neo. I remember Enter the Matrix because I remember playing that. I think that might have been PS2. I remember it being on the original Xbox as well.
Yeah.
But there's so many movies coming out. At the end of the month we've got Bond, and that sort of seems to have taken absolutely ages to come out. So that would be a nice one to see.
Out this year, to be honest. I thought they might have pushed that back again.
Yeah, I thought so as well, but I don't think they can. I think it's got to a point where it's been ready for release for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Did you see on Disney Plus that I think it's the 12th of November, they've got some huge announcements regarding Disney and what's coming out and how they're going to operate between, obviously, the cinemas and Disney Plus and the releases. So I think this might all be coming out on the back of this Scarlett Johansson lawsuit.
There's a few people that have backed her, isn't there?
Yeah. So I'm hoping that, because we've discussed it a few times where it was just like if you're paying the £20 for the year release, you get the physical copy, come to your door and stuff like that. And I'm hoping they're going to do something like that. They probably won't. But what they'll say to you is that we're bringing the price down on that to match the cinema, and the actors are probably going to get a percentage of them or whatever. But the 12th of November is supposed to be some big announcements for Disney Plus.
Yeah, it was on all the consoles. I remember it on GameCube actually. But yeah, that's a good point. Sorry, Shabbatron.
Was that on Gotham?
What? No, this is talking about Path of Neo.
Oh, right. Okay.
The game, The Path of Neo. Yeah, I remember. But yeah, I think there'll be a good few movies out between now and Christmas. But the streaming service, again, I'll go through it again. The streaming service is picking up pace, isn't it? And these things are coming out sooner than they ever was. That was a good example, the Black Widow one. But I think I saw something else the other day that hadn't been out for very long, and it's being released on Blu-ray already.
Well, isn't it that Free Guy or whatever? That's out on DVD soon as well, isn't it? DVD and Blu-ray, and that's only been in the pictures a couple of weeks.
It wouldn't surprise me. To be fair, I know Chris enjoyed that, but I've not had a chance to watch that yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all. I fancy giving that one a go. He did put on movie chats earlier that he'd watched that new Candyman.
I did like his review. I thought his review was
very in depth.
Yeah, very in depth. While we're on the free for all, then shall we spin for next week's wheel?
Yeah, can do.
Yeah, let's see if I can get
October the 12th. Yeah, Free Guy, October the 12th.
Yeah, let me spin this. Then let me share this and see if I can get this right without taking myself off it again.
Oh, there you are. I see what you're saying now. I see what you're doing now.
Right, let's see. Has that come on?
Yeah, it's there, mate.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Right. Are we ready?
Yeah. Go on.
Oh, what did we say? 1999 was the other one, wasn't it? Let's just get
No, it was 91 we did, wasn't it?
91 and 99, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it would have been, yeah.
Okay. We ready?
Go for it. What, no fancy music?
What do you think I am, Cookie in the Haydens?
1970.
1970.
Wow. That's going to take some research. Definitely going to take some research, that. Oh, it's all right. It is what it is. We put it on there. It's all to gain more knowledge on the year, so I'm happy about that. Good man are doing a deal, 2 tickets for £9.70 for the Odeon. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. I bet they're sort of off-peak deals, aren't they? Well, way before my time. Don't lie, Chris.
No, Chris was born in 1968, wasn't he?
I don't know. I found out on his live the other day he's a lot older than I thought he was.
No, the View by Us has got some quite good deals during the week and stuff like that, but it's expensive if you go in like peak times. But if you go off peak or something like that, yeah, I think it's £5 a ticket or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so the year is 1970 then. We're still waiting for a guest to come on for a homework movie, guys.
We do. Otherwise, we're going to have to pick it ourselves.
We're going to have a discussion and pick one ourselves, yeah.
Mind you, I'm a bit disappointed that Andrew ain't here because he's got a list as long as his arm of rom-coms that we can watch. Well,
we could always go back to the Butterfly Effect, which was his other request.
Yeah, it was actually, wasn't it?
The week before, wasn't it?
At least it's not something I have to buy. Say that, I've got the blooming steelbook downstairs of it.
Mm. Yeah, because he gave us the 2 to pick from, didn't he? The Butterfly Effect and Sliding Doors.
Yes, yeah, he did, yeah. Oh, it's up to you if we don't get anybody on. Hey Stu, hope you're well. The Lake House is a good film. Yes, it is a good film. I saw that many moons ago. That was 1970 Scrooge. Yeah, Ned Kelly came out. I've got the Railway Children up there. I was just looking. Yeah, so that's not a bad thing to try and watch. I might give that a watch. 12 Monkeys.
12 Monkeys is a good film.
Yeah, it's not bad. Tora. What's that one?
Right. The other thing is the Tom Hanks top 5 video.
Oh yeah.
I did ask on that if. Oh, Chris has said if you give me 5, I'll pop on and give you some homework.
Thanks, mate. No, we'll have to stay on now. Yeah, he's the latest Zombievers.
Yeah. Oh, the Austria Cats. Now, Lana would love it if you picked that one.
Beneath the Planet of the Apes, Stu. See, I like the Planet of the Apes. Hey, Lainey.
Lana would love it if you picked that one.
I'm going to do that.
Good evening.
How are you feeling?
Better, but not 100%, but better.
I was gutted. I was sat there thinking, you know what? When everyone goes to bed, I've been working on this most of the day. I'll go on Lainey's channel and I'll say hello. And I literally got up here, turned my camera on and everything, and she went, I'm going to go to bed now. I don't feel well. I'm like, no.
I know, I tried to sort of see if I could get rid of it, but it wasn't happening. And I just got and I realised I was talking less and less kind of thing, and that
I've got my little filter for my mic. I've got my little filter for my mic, so it's as classy as that looks now. Just showing it. I was like, I want to go on ladies and just think it's all right.
How many people did you want to test it out with?
Well, no, because
me and Chris. Then it was just me. Then it was
no. Well, just like chatting to Chris. I don't need an excuse.
He was supposed to become like a radio presenter.
Well, this is it, right? So I've had the mic. It must be a year or so now, but it's because I was moving around and everything. It weren't worth using, so I plugged it all in. I was like, right, I need to speak to Steve and chat and see how it is. And then I was like, well, I wonder how much a filter is or whatever they want to call it. So I ordered one of them off Amazon. That came the next day, and I'm like, I need to test it with somebody now. So I was hoping to come on with Lainey, but Lainey was going to bed the other night when I was chatting.
Yeah,
so,
just didn't
so I take it, Lainey, you've came on to rescue us from Chris and Zombievers.
Well, I'd clicked to come on and pressed it, and I just heard you see it as I did, and I was like, oh, but too late, because you said no one had came on, so
He's in his robe, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, he's in his robe
it's gentleman
What?
robe.
of
What?
an evening.
I've got my robe on
keep-
and I've got my blanket on.
I keep expecting to see him with like a whiskey with icing and a cigar.
Just
know
like
what I
that,
mean?
yes.
Don't like whiskey. Don't like whiskey.
This is the off camera, the normal life. With this whiskey.
This is his Hugh Hefner look, you see.
In his smoking jacket.
How you doing?
I'm all snuggly. You all right? Yeah, I'm good.
Yes, mate. How are you?
Yeah, all right.
Where's
Not
Belle?
bad.
Right, Lainey?
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Everyone's
Told
got
you.
colds and stuff at the minute.
Yeah,
Like
it's going
I
on.
say, I've had an action-packed week this week, and then everyone cancelled on me because they're all ill. That's like, this is what happens. You see, when you all go back doing hybrid working.
Oh yeah, this is because you had to go back to work.
Yeah.
Shocking.
I actually said to them all on Wednesday, like, we should rebel. We shouldn't go in on Thursday. We should only do 2 days a week. And then I realised I was off Thursday, Friday anyway, so they've probably all got into trouble rebelling, and I'm on holiday.
Just spitting noise.
Right, so I think the best way of doing this then is that if we get a recommendation off Chris and a recommendation off Lainey, and then we let the chat decide.
Can do
Yeah.
that if you want.
Yeah, can do.
So, Lainey, do you want your elders to go first? Go on, Chris.
I've got 2 written down, so I'm not sure which one to throw at you. Both good films. We'll go with one because there's one of my favourite actresses is in it.
I would nearly said is it a Tom Hanks film, but that's just narrowed it down.
No.
That's annoying.
No. Zooey Deschanel is in this one. It's 500 Days of Summer.
Oh yes.
Great little film, that.
Yep.
So, don't know what Lainey's going to oppose it with.
I was going to go with Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah. Lovely.
Either that or Salt, which was Angelina Jolie, but I think Ferris Bueller.
Salt, was that the one? No, that was Wanted, I'm thinking of, sorry.
I'm not a fan of Angelina Jolie because I find that she's very one...
Dimensional.
Yes, that's the word. Thank you. But in this film, that's exactly what you needed to be. That was what you needed, and I really enjoyed it, which I was surprised. So good.
And if you got a second one, Chris?
Oh, another one.
Well, you said you had to try. You had 2, so we're gonna leave it out there.
Yeah. Brassed Off. Great little film.
Oh yes, Ewan McGregor.
Watched that for a while.
Is that the one about the brass band?
Yeah.
It's basically that if you look for it, you get it in one of those cardboard things, like free with a newspaper. It's one of those sort of movies, Brassed Off. It's ended up being like free at every charity shop because you can't sell them looking things.
Okay,
Got,
so
the late Pete Postlethwaite in it as well.
Late Pete Postlethwaite.
Yeah.
There.
that's him swilling on his. Right, Shabba's saying 500 Days of Summer. It's the only vote that we've had in.
Get
So
in
your
there.
options
That'll
are-
do. We're done.
Your options are
He's literally the only one we've had.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Salt, or Brassed Off.
At this rate, it was very close. It was only down to 1 vote. Oh, Brassed Off. We got a
There was
Brassed
no
Off.
one, and then there was no film, and then both came to help, and then there's like no
No,
fault.
we've got 4.
Yeah.
Kind of win.
That's how this show rolls, Like,
Well,
Just out there, aren't we?
yeah, breaking all the boundaries now.
Where's
Right.
Belle tonight anyway, Chris?
She's at Cadets tonight.
Oh, fair enough. She's a bit old for cadets, isn't she?
Yeah, she's helping organise the new police cadet thing.
Oh, that's cool.
So we've got one for 500 days, and then we've got 2 for Brastoff.
Okay, so that's 2 for Brastoff so far. Anybody else for anybody else? We've got 500 Days of Summer, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Salt, or Brastoff.
I would hope that most people have seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not about ones that you've not seen. It's the ones that you want people to see again, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and enjoy.
Because it's just such a classic. It doesn't matter when you watch it. It never ages. Now, when you watch some films and you kind of like, oh God, because it was of its day and it should never have been played again kind of thing. Yeah. And like I've done that with films from when I was younger, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to see that. And then I've watched it and been like, okay.
Yeah, I can't believe I've held that such high regard. Yeah, I've done that myself recently. So we've got 2 for 500 Days, 2 for Brastoff, and 1 for Ferris.
It's close. It's close.
Come on, where's everyone's votes? Get your bloody votes in.
We sort of need a countdown right about now, don't we? Just type end in the chat.
I don't know about the Hugh Hefner look. Chris looks like he's about to Zoom call his boss to explain why he's not going into work today. Yeah.
500.
All right, Steve. Should we have a vote? I'm saying Ferris.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go with the chat on this because it's one we haven't probably watched for ages. So I want to go with Brastoff.
Okay, so the film is Brastoff.
Brastoff. So yeah, thank you very much for that, guys.
Ferris, but just before your word. But
bosses and scouts. Nice one, Rich.
Just Brastoff. Okay, so 1970 was the year, wasn't it? Bloody hell, where am I going? 1970 in Brastoff.
Brastoff must have been early 90s, you know, or a very early 2000s.
Yeah, it's got to be 90s, hasn't it?
96.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Looking at you and McGregor, how he looks in that, it's probably 90s. 95, I reckon.
96. Oops.
Oh, is it 96?
Yeah. So, yeah. I'll have to dig that out. I have actually got that. So I'll have to dig that out to watch.
Does that also have him from the Full Monty in?
Who are you thinking?
I don't know his name. But he was the one who ran around the streets naked. I don't know his name. I can't think of it.
You've got Jim Carter, Philip Jackson, Peter Martin, Stephen Moore, Stephen Tompkinson.
I'm going to have a look.
Let's have a look.
Because I might just be thinking.
No, I think you're wishful thinking there, Lainey.
That's another great movie, though, isn't it?
The Full Monty.
Yeah. Really good movie, that. Actors. Yeah, Peter Postlethwaite. He plays the guy in Romeo and Juliet as well, doesn't he?
Loads of good films. Jurassic World. Jurassic
World, The Lost World, Jurassic Park.
No.
Number
like it.
2. Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah. Lost World.
Has Melanie Hill in, who's a Mackham from up here.
Mackham.
From Sunderland.
He's been in a lot. That's Stephen Tompkinson.
Yeah, what was that TV series he had?
Oh, yeah. What was he in?
Why does little Steve need a PA?
What?
You need a PA, little Steve. He just
thank you.
He needs to get his life sorted.
There's only one Carry On film that I like because Richard's just mentioned Carry On films, hasn't he?
He was in Ballykiss Angel, Wild at Heart, DCI Banks, Drop the Dead Donkey. He was in that state.
I think that was Ballycasangel, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he was also in Trolleyed. I love that program. I've got all of them. Trolleyed.
Yeah. So Rich is saying if we do a Carry On films week, that'll be good.
Yeah, it would be actually. I'd be looking forward to that. It's a bit of Barbara Windsor.
Oh God, he's changed a lot. I don't know if you can say that. Can you say?
Yeah. Well, he's aged, hasn't he? He's not young.
Yeah, but he's only 55, according to that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Born in 65.
Go for it, Cavatron.
Shabba, you don't need to ask permission, mate. You can throw one out there.
Ding dong.
So, Chris, you asked for Tom Hanks' top 5 on my first video. What would your top 5 be then? Because I take it you didn't like my suggestion of the Bird.
Well, it was mainly The Burbs. I'm not keen on that at all as one of his better films. But I would go. Castaway is definitely up there as one of the best. I love that. What else did I put in there? Captain Phillips, even though it makes me sick every time I watch it.
Yeah.
What else? What did I put on the thing?
We would have had Turner and Hooch. You would have had Terminal. Big.
The thing is, you could have 10 or 15 films. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because there's not much between them. Philadelphia is up there as well. I love that.
Philadelphia was in mine, wasn't it?
A difficult one to watch, though, isn't it? It's one of those movies.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan was one in my top 5. I mean, even Sully's good as well. I mean, it's pretty understated, but it's pretty good. I like that.
As I said in my video, he's been in quite a lot of the based on true events or real events stuff, hasn't he? And you could have your top 5 just on those films with your Apollo 13s and.
Which is a question for you then. Tom Hanks films that you didn't like?
No, that's an harder question. That's definitely a harder question.
Tom Hanks films that I didn't like.
I didn't like The Money Pit, really.
I love The Money Pit. It's hilarious.
And The Burbs I wasn't keen on. There's a couple of his recent ones where he's gone a bit rogue and picked out some
Cloud Atlantis.
Some shitty scripts that he's picked up on.
The Polar Express. That's the only one probably for me
that you don't like.
I can't stand it. I think it's creepy. I don't like that kind of animation. I don't get why people like it. It's weird.
It was a bit.
I find it very weird.
Have you seen that News of the World, Chris?
Yeah, I like that. I liked it.
Good. I haven't seen that yet.
It was straight to streaming though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I still haven't got around to that A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, but the thing is that he's not the main character in that yet. It's one of those films where he's plastered all over it.
Yeah, The Lady Killers. That's a good show. It's one I didn't like.
Yeah, I didn't like that one either. I didn't like it because it's a remake, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't an original. But that other film that he did wasn't great either. Was it A Hologram for the King?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That wasn't very good either.
Was that recent?
Probably
last couple of years, 3-4
5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Come on up.
The Circle. I've never seen that one.
Green Mile. I forgot about Green Mile. Of course, that would have been in me 5.
Yeah.
But would you? Oh yeah, Hologram for a King, 2016.
Yeah, 5 years.
That Thing You Do was all right. That was a good film.
Yeah, I like that. It's good. Yeah.
You ever see
the Volcano? That was a cracker. I like that one.
The man with one red shoe. I think I've asked you this before, Chris. To be fair,
I haven't seen that one. That came on my list when I was looking through them.
It's a bit of a crime caper.
I've got it somewhere, but it was one of those I picked up. Like I've got a Tom Cruise one here that I've never heard of, and I picked it up because it was one of those 4 for £1 DVD jobbies. Taps.
Mm-hmm. Very early by the looks of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I was
see, Catan saying you've got mail, so you've got Mail or Sleepless in Seattle.
Sleepless in
one?
Seattle every time.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
do.
yeah, I'd say the same actually. Definitely Sleepless in Seattle.
Because that one came first, so they kind of it was
Ripped off the
almost like
story.
it was almost like a let's do it all over again, but a slightly different storyline.
Yeah, let's use the same actors.
Yeah,
The
I still like
I
it.
enjoyed it. The Da Vinci Code. I thought that was a good film. I wasn't a fan of this sequels so much.
No, the first one was all right, and then the sequels were a bit
Well,
samey.
It follows the books, doesn't it? It's the Dan
Yeah.
Brown series.
I don't
books,
read.
isn't
What's
Don't
reading?
it?
What was that one?
I think I would pick Forrest Gump, but not in any order these though. Forrest Gump, The Green Mile, Saving Private Ryan, Philadelphia, and League of Their Own.
Oh yeah, League of Their Own's good. Yeah.
Now,
But,
I was doing some research on the League of Their Own when I was doing me Tom Hanks video. I didn't realise that they made all the female actresses actually play baseball during their auditions to see who can actually play and who couldn't. And if they couldn't
Really?
play, regardless of their acting status at the time, if they couldn't play, they never got in the film.
Nah, I don't believe that.
No, have a look at it. That's what they were saying. Yeah, part of the audition bit is that could you actually play baseball?
You'd just be like, yeah, of course I can hit a ball. That's not a problem.
Yeah, and the scene in it where the woman's lying on the bench and she's got that big bruise down her thigh.
Yeah.
That was an actual bruise that she got during filming. And that's not makeup or nothing. That's an actually on-screen accident.
I think that's probably one of the few films where there's a famous singer in it that actually acted quite well. Between that and The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston in, all the rest of them. Oh, actually, tell a lie. Lady Gaga in thingy as well. The
Star Was Born.
Star Is Born. But usually they're quite wooden, aren't they? They're quite. I mean, Evita. I don't know what Evita was like. I never really watched it.
No, I've never seen that.
I know the songs. Legend is great. Tim Curry and Tom Cruise in Legend.
So come on then, guys. What were your top fives of 2009?
I didn't look it up. I was waiting for you lot to look it up.
You're waiting for
Let's
us.
just have a quick look.
Yeah, go for it.
I wasn't
It's
expecting
all
to be
my
on.
prep, isn't he?
I did look at the time, but then I've totally forgot by now because my brain's not,
Good job. I
Right.
do all my prep.
You didn't do this much prep when I was hosting the show. You just turned up and didn't even do anything.
That's that movie. Yeah.
Sneaky get. I carried you. I've got a broken
Oh,
back
that
after
was-
carrying you.
Carrying you to yourself.
The Damned United was good. I'm not sure it was like the best of the year, but it was.
No,
it was
like
good.
I say, for me, Watchmen is up there.
Yeah.
Literally is up there somewhere. But I've got like in fact, there's my answer. I've got the latest edition, which is like the super director's cut or something stupid.
Oh, have you done what they did with Blade Runner and there's like 18 versions of the film?
Yeah, there is actually. I think there's three. I've got 3 different versions of the same bloody film. Doesn't surprise me. I've got that with Dirty Dancing though, but I've got them because they're different, like 30th edition and 40th edition and 20th edition. Keepsake, this one is.
So have you actually sat down and watched the different versions of the film and worked out what's different in there?
As he bollocks.
I know I have on a couple of movies. Predominantly that new one that came out with The Godfather 3. That wasn't a massive change. Well, it was actually. I tell you, like, that was a massive change, but it wasn't making it much better. Terminator Salvations, Gamer. Yeah, that was one of mine. That I had down as an honourable mention, but I never mentioned it. Little Steve carried a watermelon. What is he on about?
In Dirty Dancing,
Oh yeah.
Jennifer's Body was 2009.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I don't know why, but I've got so many copies of it.
The Lovely Bones. I remember watching that from there.
yeah, that's quite a sad one. That.
Yeah, it's very sad though. Oh,
The first,
that's another decent one.
when I looked up, like, I looked up online about the year on Wikipedia, whatever. The first one that came up was Jennifer's Body, Jennifer Body thing with Megan Fox in. But from what I can remember, that it was a terrible movie.
I didn't watch
she
that
turns
one.
into a vampire, wasn't it? She gets bitten and turns into a vampire. And
Yeah, it's not sexualized at all.
no.
District 9, I thought that was a surprise. Hit that other one he did as well. This is another one that's a good movie. What's it called?
The actor, he was in Hardcore Henry or something, wasn't he?
No, not the actor. The director. District.
Is that the first Fast and the Furious 2?
No,
it's the fourth one, I think, isn't it?
District 9.
The first one was 2001, I think, Laney.
It was actually produced by Peter Jackson, it says. District 9. But it's Neil Blomkamp film.
Wasn't someone saying that they were making a new District 9?
Yeah.
But
he did Evesham and what is that second film he did? Oh my god. Was talking about the South African accent today. I watched District 9 trailer again. He did it. There was another one with because he had like a rap group in it. That was filmography. Here we go. What's it called? Crappy. That's the one.
What's that one? Oh, Chappie. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. But it's got like I forget what the band is called in it, but they're like two rap artists, aren't they, or something? The couple.
Yeah, I thought someone mentioned it, Catan. I couldn't remember who it was. I thought it was either you or Gochaz.
Yeah, there is another one.
Laura Biden's Citizen was really good from that.
Yeah, I was like I say, I was late to the party with that one. I only going into lockdown last year, and I was just going through it all, and I come across that one on Netflix, and I really enjoyed that.
The one thing that I didn't get, and I know loads of people love it, is Avatar.
So the thing with Avatar is that there's meant to be 2 other films that go with it, but they've waited now too long to release the sequel or the 3rd film. And I know they're supposed to be done, but I don't understand why he doesn't release them if they're done. But it's far too now, so you're going down that realm of waiting a decade or 2 decades to release a sequel to a film. But no,
I liked Avatar.
I enjoyed the first one.
No, I couldn't go away with it. I don't know why.
You can sort of sit there and watch it and forget that you're watching a 3-hour-long film.
I think it was just ahead of its time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Visually, it was ahead of its time.
But the second one's meant to be under the water, in the ocean. Is it Pandora, the planet, if I remember correctly?
That I think so, because it's Pandora. Yeah.
The second one's meant to be in the oceans of Pandora, but he wanted to wait until the special effects were better, so you could get a better feel for it. But like I say, he waited too long.
That was another film.
It's like the sequel to Alien Covenant. There'd be no point in making a sequel to Covenant now because you've waited too long.
That was a surprise of 2009. The box.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that. I thought the premise was good. I mean, you could open the box. I press the button and open it. I press the button on it. Press the button and you could have sort of riches would befall you, but something would happen to somebody else. I thought that concept was quite good. It's a 4 days long.
I wouldn't go and dig it out again to watch it, but I thought it were okay.
I agree with that. About Gerard
I bet Lainey might like Aquaman 2. When's that due out?
I don't really pay attention to the film at the time. It's just,
You just like staring at Jason. Is that what it is?
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You'll be gutted to find out if it's like a Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, where it's actually a body double. It's not her body, isn't it? You'll be gutted if that happens.
It's not Jason Momoa's body. I don't think you're
Look
bothered.
at me, right? Because they would get like, oh, you've got a type, you've got a type. I was like, no, I don't. And they were like, you do. And I was like, no, I don't. And they were like, look at Jason Momoa. And I'm like, yeah, I like his eyebrows and his smile and stuff. And they're like, every time they take the mic. But it's the way he looks. He does this thing with his eyebrows, and it's just, yeah. I just need a head. His head in a box would do. It's a bit weird, that, isn't it? Might be a bit weird, but still.
This is where you find out now that Lainey watches the first 3 episodes of Game of Thrones back on repeat.
Just the bum bit. That's
So
all I need.
let's for the sake of the chat, let's get some feedback on Prison Break, Chris.
Oh, Prison Break, yeah.
For the sake of the chat, let's see how you're getting on with that.
I'm up to. We started watching it last Friday, so 6 days in, and we're up to about episode 18 or something of series 1, because it's about 30 episodes. Fucking ridiculous number of episodes. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I mean, some bits are a bit silly, aren't they? Some bits are silly.
So you're just getting to the bit then when he's putting the paste down the sewers and rotting away the joint and stuff, aren't you?
No, we've got way past that. We've had the flashback of how they all got in prison.
Right. Okay.
That's about episode 15 or 16. So, and now we're at the bit where there's 3 of them all in the shoe when they should be breaking out.
So, sort of character-wise, who's your sort of top couple of characters you've got at the minute? Then, who'd you like?
The lead man probably. He's of course, and what's her face from Walking Dead? She's all right, isn't she? I can't remember her name. She's in Walking Dead in the first. She's Rick Grimes' wife for the first couple of seasons.
Yeah, Sarah.
Yeah,
and Wentworth Miller in it. You're thinking of?
He's the main fella.
Yeah, they're all right, but it's good. But there's a few bits that we're sat here watching it and we're going like, how's he got down from there to there in like 2 seconds? Because there's one particular bit where what was it now? They were going to transfer him to another prison.
Yes,
remember that? He was going to ruin all of his plans, and he was going to be transferred out.
And he says he can't transfer because he suffers with a phobia of damp or something.
But he's walking out of the prison, and he almost gets to the gate, and the camera pans up to the governor, who's sat at the window, and looking like, I wish I could stop it, but I can't. All right, and then all of a sudden, as he then carries on walking to the gate, the governor's there. He's like, "Oh, we've got this. We can stop it. We've found XYZ out. I can't remember what happened now, but he'd gone from being up at the top window to down there in 2 steps. It's stuff like that. Some of the continuity is a bit crap.
To be fair, Catan, I mean, it goes on for about 5 series.
Series, isn't it?
Yeah, we do need that. Literally, we need a logo that just says "spoiler alert." When Steve gets involved,
T-shirt because people were accusing of it when I was on Night's Live show the other week, weren't they? That I was ruining stuff for.
But to be fair, he's one of those. I mean, he says it a lot, but I mean, the program's like at least 10-year-old now.
Yeah.
And it's a good one to get into. There's a lot more to it than what's mentioned on here. A lot more to it. It's definitely worth a watch.
It reminds me a lot of Money Heist. How there's like clever things that you're not thought of. How they were going to get out of situations that they were in. Different eventualities of things happening. It reminded me of Money Heist in that respect.
I think it's so clever. I know, like you said, there is elements of it that is literally just a bit silly, but I think it is.
One of us on the panel tonight seems to think Haywire looks like a certain reseller.
Yeah, dumping me in it there. Sorry, Andrew, if you ever get to watch it. At one point, with his hair not cut properly, he looked a little bit like
He
AY.
He
That's a
messaged
bit
me the other
tight.
week. He messaged me the other day and said, "Have you ever noticed how this bloke from Prison Breaks looks like Andrew?" I'm like, "Oh, he does now you've mentioned it."
No, you did not say, oh, no, he does, now you mentioned it. Dumping me in it. I love Andrew, but I just was watching it. I was watching Series 2. I was like, he looks like bloody Andrew.
Well, is it Dominic? What's his surname?
Oh, his brother.
Personal?
Purcell. Yeah,
Personal.
he's actually on the Flash and
No, he's on
Tomorrow. He's on
Legends of Tomorrow, yeah.
Flash as well.
Yeah.
Wentworth Miller. Those two play brothers in crime and that as well.
Yeah, well, it's originated from that first program you mentioned, wasn't it? Whereas the Flash was sort of a crossover.
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow, that was it.
Yeah.
Just talking off topic. Have you watched the BBC comedy Not Going Out? So many good. Yeah, I've got majority of them, and then I think I've got another box set somewhere.
I think Tori's behind because she's choosing for the film and then saying, "Come on, choose."
Who's that?
So
Tori.
she must have had
bless
us on pause for the last 40 minutes.
Yeah, bless her.
Right.
Have
you watched? Has anyone watched that new Stephen Graham thing? Help.
I was just about to mention it then. Help.
No, yeah, I wanted to watch it over the next few days, to be honest.
Yeah, watched it last night. It's all right.
What
was
did
it?
you think, Ben? I never got the last 20 minutes because I fell asleep, but Lana said it was quite sad towards the end.
Oh, I'm not going to say
Let's
anything
not
because
spoil it. Yeah, let's not spoil it because he only wants to prove a point that it's not just him. That's what it is. He's like, so tell him about it, please.
I thought it was going to lead on to a series, but it's not, is it? It's more of like a film type of.
It's like, yeah, it was almost 2 hours long. It's like a little drama film.
Yeah.
Good, it's worth a watch. A bit of an eye opener because obviously they've done a lot of research into how care homes operated during the pandemic and what they were stuck with dealing with, and it was an eye opener from that point of view. And then, to be honest, towards the end, without giving a spoiler out, I think they ruined it a bit because it became less believable towards the end. They'd have been better off carrying on in the ilk that they were doing.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I'm going to try and get around to watching it at some point this weekend, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely it's good. It's well acted and stuff. I've got to go.
All right, mate.
My phone's on 2% and Annabelle's just ringing me, so I'll make sure
I get priorities, right? Isn't it?
My cigar needs a flick and I need to top up my whiskey.
Have a good evening.
See you later.
Bye. See you, Lainey.
Bye.
Yeah, bye, lady.
I was saying goodbye to everybody. But
just go. Will you just go? You've said it now.
Shut off.
What a way to leave.
Yeah,
yeah, I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, Lana was saying Stephen Graham told the producers to make it a film rather than a series.
That guy, he's got the world at his feet in regards to that. I mean, he's so good in everything he does. I think he could probably walk on there and go, "Yeah, I'm going to have it as I want it as a film, not a TV series."
Well, I was reading about him when we were watching This Was England, and I think I've mentioned this before that he suffers with like dyslexia, and he's got some sort of like. I think he's got some sort of Asperger's or something, and he picks his own scripts that he does. He can't read the scripts because obviously he suffers with dyslexia. So his wife reads it along with him, and he's got to memorize his scripts based on that and stuff like that. But yeah, it's
hard.
I tell you what, the ones that he's been in, they've definitely been right up there, haven't they?
I mean, he doesn't seem to. He seems to pick the right stuff, doesn't he? And he's not sort of been just sort of shoehorned into jobs that he didn't want to do.
No.
He hasn't been in anything bad at all, has he?
No, I don't think so.
Anything that...
I don't think so. And I think you can tell by his dedication, really, that he's the characters that he plays.
Yeah.
You know, amazing. I mean, I noticed he's in Carnage, isn't he? I saw again. That was one of the trailer clips on YouTube. He's in Carnage as well. Yeah, thanks, Shabatron. I'm going to go and have my tea after this. To be fair,
I did say to him, "What's with the hat?" And he says he doesn't like the light bouncing off his receding hair.
No, it's just because it's not. Just to cut my hair. I've got this light in here, and I'm trying to make it all fancy for you guys. So, but I thought I'd put an hat on. I've actually hung a load of them up now, so I've got a load of them hung up because she just keeps crushing them.
We're still waiting for the pre-record, Steve. If you're going through your room, don't worry.
It won't take very long, mate. Not with what's on the side here at the minute. Like literally just like this side.
The BBC one, that was the one about the prison, wasn't it, Lance? With
I've started watching that. Where what's his name? Sean. Yeah.
Go on. What was his name?
Sean Bean.
Sean Bean. Yeah, I've watched it. I enjoyed it. It was about 3 episodes, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I've seen some of it. I haven't seen all of it. My son's seen it though.
Another one he absolutely nailed. Really good. Yeah, Time. Yeah, it was called Time.
Yeah.
If anybody hasn't seen that, that's definitely worth a watch. I think it could have been longer. Definitely could have been longer.
So what?
Sorry.
So go on. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I think in sort of, I don't know, 30, 40 years time or whatever, we're going to like, he's going to be like sort of, oh God, why have I just totally blanked his name?
Stephen Ray.
No.
David Jason.
You knew what I was going to say, didn't you? Yeah. He's going to be like him. It's because he can play sort of different parts, and he doesn't like. You don't just associate him in one role, and that's what I always thought with David Jason. He was so good at, because he'd play, someone like Frost, and then someone like not Rodney.
Delboy.
I'm having bad name days.
You are having a bit tonight, aren't you, really, lady?
Oh, jeez.
Speaking of new series on Netflix, we've watched the latest Travels with My Father with Jack Whitehall.
Yeah.
All right.
We've watched all of the latest Sex Education, and we've watched the last series of Lucifer, or I've watched the last series of Lucifer this week. Do you guys watch any of those shows?
Which one? Sorry, Lucifer. What were the ones?
Lucifer, Sex Education, and Travels with My Father.
I think I watched the first series of Sex Education.
What do you make of it? There's a few people that have said it's quite good.
It's really enjoyed it, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny and a bit awkward,
I just can't get my head around when it's meant to be filmed, because it's meant to be filmed in the modern day, but they've all got like 70s style clothing on, and they're all driving like 80s cars.
Don't know.
You can't stand the is it Tom Ellis is the guy?
Tom Ellis.
It's the guy from Lucifer.
Ali's put where we watched Jack and Michael Whitehall last night. I enjoy them. I think they're a good sort of chill out program. Them, him and his dad. The Jack Whitehall one is really good.
I have watched it in the past, but I haven't watched.
There's only 2 episodes, Lainey.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 2. It's like the last one. They only did 2 episodes of the last one, and the best bits.
I must have watched the first one then.
Yeah, the first one is about 8 or 9, and then the last couple has only been like 1 or 2, like 2 or 3.
Because Jack Whitehall had his chat show, didn't he? And then his dad used to come on that, and then it sort of went from there, didn't it? Really? Yeah.
So I'm not going to talk about Lucifer. So I'm going to talk about Lucifer next week. Give you guys all a chance to watch it and catch up with the latest series. And
how many series is it?
6.
Can you
the
give me a
first,
week?
yeah, I'm gonna do 6 series in a week.
Yeah, easy. There's only 2 episodes each one.
so the first 4 are on. So the first 3 are on Amazon, and the last 3 are on Netflix.
Cracking. Well done, Amazon and Netflix.
Hello, I'm saying that, right? But I watched Game of Thrones in 68 days. Well, apart
68
from
days.
no, I watched 68 episodes in 11 days, apart from the last series. So I watched like every series bar the last one.
So do you know what?
Did you take it less than 2
I
weeks?
know it was 68 episodes because people kept saying to us, "Oh, you've got to watch it, you've got to watch it," and I was just like, "I know, but it's just tits and ass and kind of thing." And I thought,
that the first 10 episodes of it dies down after that.
Yeah, and obviously, you get to know the characters, and then you start to have like, you start willing the characters on, and you want them to do well, and you know what I mean. And then like, yeah, it gets a bit like.
So I watched all the Game of Thrones. Like I say, I was late to that one. I picked it up season 4, so I binge watched 1 to 3 so I can watch 4 when it came out. And then when they released the last series, I rewatched them all over again. And it's amazing the bits that you miss on the Game of Thrones. It's like when you see Cersei, Jaime, and Tyrion all talking, and they're on the map at King's Landing, and they're all stood at the bits where they end up, or where they've all go. They're stood at the part of the maps and stuff like that.
It's slightly off topic because I know he's probably on the phone to Bell at the minute. But did you watch his Chris's live listing the other day? They come listen with me.
Some of us actually were.
Mate, honestly, he's got a. You saw it, didn't you, Lainey? He's got that.
Yeah, because I was telling him all
thing. He's got a wolf, like a teddy of a wolf, that squeaks. It squeaks. It's like what the.
It's a dog toy. And I went on because he was asking everyone who it was, and then I after his game
you guessed it,
yeah. But I also, like, when he said it squeaked, I was like, "That's a dog's toy. I've seen them in B&M before." but the thing was, that dog toy was $4.99 to buy, and they're selling on eBay for like 20 odd quid now because people can't get them. It's mad.
It's a squeaky toy, honestly.
What were the direwolves called? There was Ghost, Lady.
Oh God.
Ghost, Lady, Shadow. Was it Naya?
Yeah, I think.
Wasn't Aya's one was something like Naya or Nera or something like that, wasn't it? And
yeah, the first episode got me. Like I was
Ghost, Great Wing, Summer, Naya, and Shaggy Dog.
Shaggy Dog was the young ones, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rickons.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I would watch that all again. I mean, I know that there was talk of them doing like sort of spin-offs.
Well, there is, isn't there?
Like, there is. It's out next year.
Is it?
Yeah.
And I think, but then, if it's something from the past, but I still think I'd like to rewatch it all again, and then you know what I mean. But yeah, I think I had something happening with my legs, and I was stuck in bed, so I was miserable, and like that was my option. So I went for that. I was like, and I got hooked.
Yeah. Well, Matt Smith from Doctor Who. Matt Smith. He plays Rhaegon Targaryen. He was.
All right.
He was the Mad King, wasn't he?
The Mad King. Yeah, he'd be good because he has that sort of. He can. Yeah.
So good. Yeah, he's playing him. But like I say, it's about the Targaryens.
Yeah.
So the rise and fall of them.
God's sake. People listing McDonald's plastic straws. Kitana's just said on there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable what they're trying to get for.
For a plastic straw.
They got I think one's they've got $4,500 on one of them.
Do you know what that will be though, Catan? And that will be like Nick Hill's N64 cartridge or whatever it was, won't it? eBay stopped that going through.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
You know, they would have ran it and ran it and ran it, and then they go, "No, you're not happening. It's not happening."
Mate, to be fair, there's one quite reasonable at £297. You know, I mean that's reasonable for an unused plastic straw. Fucking hell, ridiculous. I like the nose, crazy stuff. Spiders. I need to give it a go. Game of Thrones again. I got up through the first series or so, and it just seemed a bit of a slog.
Yeah, you need to keep watching and like, yeah.
One of
It's the development of the characters through the series. Obviously, it follows 4 main characters all the way through.
Yeah, and that sort of love-hate that you have for so many of them as well. That you like, one minute you love them, the next minute you hate them, the next minute you love them. It's just amazing, like truly amazing.
I think one of the episodes that was mentioned to me was something like in season 4, something to do with blood.
The Red Wedding.
Is it like season 3, isn't it?
That's a lot earlier on that.
Right. Is it season 3?
However, at the end, or one of the other spin-offs and one of the other stories that came after that was that Lady Stark actually survives that, and she becomes another character, and because Arya goes far west, doesn't she? They meet up in one of the books after the end of Game of Thrones. In the book series, they meet up again afterwards. So yeah, right.
Yeah, that was like epic. I suppose you just like, yeah. I'm kind of like, I don't want to sort of say things because you don't want to spoil it for other people, but like, do you know what I mean? But I want to say something at the same time.
I've got one I want to debate, which I haven't seen yet, but I've been tempted to pick it up, called Black Sails.
Oh, that starts off with Eddie Izzard.
I can't remember, mate, but I know I've watched a few people review them and say that there's about 4 seasons, I think, said that they are really good to watch. Black Sails.
Yeah, because it was on Sky One, wasn't it? Or Sky Atlantic.
I think so, maybe, yeah, but I weren't sure if it was worth picking up.
The Last Kingdom. What was the Last Kingdom? Is that the Vikings, wasn't it? The Last Kingdom.
Yes, I think so.
Yes, because I get that confused with Vikings. So it was the Last Kingdom that I binge watched on Netflix.
Are you talking to Big Steve there, Rich?
That's why he's put on it where you getting your cushion, Big Steve.
Oh, I didn't see the word Big Steve. Sorry.
I'm just waiting for my plaque, mate, because I get one because I've done a pre-recorded one.
I'm so going to try and find one now that says first pre-record or something like that.
First pre-record, yeah. I'll have something that little Steve's not got.
But I've got no room to put it anyway at the minute. It's Amazon Prime Black Sails. Yes, thank you. That's what I was thinking. But is it worth Shabatron? Have you seen it? Is it worth actually watching? That's what I'd like to know.
No, I didn't see Black Sails because there was a couple that were out at the same time, wasn't there? There was Game of Thrones, there was The Last Kingdom, Jamestown was quite
Vikings,
and Jamestown, where it was about the American settlers and the tobacco industry.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I definitely not picked it up. But yeah, I'm looking at sort of getting that. Said you can get the plaques made on eBay.
Buy your own plaque.
However, Rich is selling them. All right, ladies and gents, well, we'll call it a day there. Don't forget, your year is 1970 and the film is brassed off. I'd like to thank you for joining us and staying with us through to the end. Thanks, Lainey.
Thank you so much for that, guys.
And we will catch you on the next one.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.
Take care. Thank you, Lainey. Bye.